So hello everybody, I'm going to demonstrate today a grilled vegetable starter. Now this is the starter dish for the final exam for the level 1 diploma professional cookery. I've already demonstrated the main course, which was the lamb stew with cheese and chili dumplings. This is the starter. So I've put in a picture of the ingredients that we'll be using, and basically it's Mediterranean style vegetables, and we're going to cook them on our plancha, which is over there. We're going to get some really nice colour into them, and then we're going to serve it on a toasted crouton with some goat's cheese as well. And then we're just going to drizzle it with a little bit of herb oil at the end, just to finish it off. Okay, so for the preparation of the ingredients, we're looking at some really nice medium to thin slices of the vegetables. So using a really sharp knife, I'm just taking thin slices like so. Okay, so I've got some courgette, I've got some aubergine, being really careful with them. I've got beef tomato. We could use ordinary tomatoes if beef tomatoes weren't available. But the key is that they need to be able to fit on the bread as well. So we might need to adjust the size of them slightly before they fit on the bread. Okay, so a couple of slices of onion. We've also got some pepper as well. And with the pepper we need to make sure that we remove all the seeds. And then we want to cut it into a shape that's going to be nice and sort of symmetrical almost. So, something sort of rectangular like that's perfect. So we also need a couple of slices of our nice bloomer loaf or sourdough, whatever we're going to use. And again, really straight cuts with a sharp knife is really important. So we need a couple of slices of our bloomer, sourdough, whatever it is, about this sort of size, because it is just a starter size portion we're going to do. So we're also going to cut some goat's cheese. Now the key with goat's cheese is to make sure that we remove this rind from the outside, because it's really quite sort of sour and soapy tasting, is that. So the key is to get a hot knife, and we do that by dipping it into a jug of boiling water, or water that's come straight out of out of a still. Okay, so I'm going to take a fairly sizable chunk of the goat's cheese to start off with, and then just using my hot knife, I'm going to just cut off the outside. Okay, so those bits we're not going to use, they're going to go in the bin unless you really enjoy those sort of soapy tasting parts from the outside, which most people don't, but I don't know, you might be one of those people that do enjoy it. So once we've removed all the soapy outside, we need to make sure that we cut it into slices if we can. Now if we find that we can't cut it into slices for any reason, like this piece has been frozen and it's a little bit crumbly, it's quite acceptable to just crumble the pieces. So I'm going to attempt to slice it, but it might just fall in pieces anyway. Okay, so it has done. A nice fresh piece will probably allow you to cut it into a nice slice like I've got here. Okay, but it might not be able to, might not be possible, but it's not important. Okay, so we need a couple of slices, or crumbled slices, whatever it turns out like, of goat's cheese. So you may have noticed on the ingredients list at the beginning we had a clove of garlic. That's just to rub on the surface of our bread. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of just a real hint of garlic on there, just by rubbing the surface, just with a cut clove of garlic. And I'll put it on the other side as well. And I'll do 2 pieces of bread, just in case one of them becomes a casualty. I might burn it, overcook it. So I'm just going to do extra, just in case. Okay, but I only need actually 1 piece. Okay. Once I've got garlic on the surface, then I'm going to take some oil. This is vegetable oil that I've got, and I'm just going to drizzle it lightly onto the surface. We could use olive oil, we could use rapeseed oil, whatever you can get really, just as long as it's nothing with too much flavour. Well, you could make a garlic oil or a lemon oil even, that would be nice, but we'll just probably have vegetable oil when we come to do it. And then just rub the oil into the surface. And this is going to just give our bread a little bit more colour and a little bit more flavour.